back to contracts here. Like, for instance, I see right off the bat here, extract 600 units of ore from the moon. I want to extract ore from the moon anyway. It doesn't say anything silly like deliver it to Kerbin or anything. It just simply says, you know, bring up 600 units of fresh ore from the moon. So I'll be doing that, so I might as well grab that. We got scientific data from space around the moon. I mean, I can do that instantly. I have a bunch of Kerbals that are sitting in a lab right now. I can do that. I don't want to get too here, this one. Although I'm not that interested in science because I have already completed the tech tree, this is a piece of equipment I've not used yet to gather surface deployed ion collector science from the surface of the moon, and I got to collect 50% of it. I've never used this part before. It's pretty late in the tech tree. It's one of those surface deployable parts that comes along with the Breaking Ground DLC, but a lot of cash, so yeah, let's grab that. Have to bring one out there. This temperature survey one is to do it over a whole bunch. I don't want to go scouting for a whole bunch of waypoints, so I'm not going to do that one. And detect 3 comets with the Sentinel infrared telescope. Getting a comet, either just getting to, I've never done that before, so to me this one's kind of exciting. I'm not going to do this today, but I do want to grab it before it expires in 4 days time, so I'm going to grab that one too. Boom. Okay, there we go. That's all good. All right, let's get ourselves out to Moon Station, because there's one other thing that I want to show people. So if I just click on stations here, Moon Station, there we go. This is your first stream. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos, and I speak whale and Jack and... oh boy, I can't say Kirsty. I tried to, but I failed. Okay, so this is my moon station in orbit about the moon. In fact, why don't we right now, right at this moment, EVA, let's EVA Philip K. Kerman here. We're going to do an EVA report. We're going to get no science associated with this because I've collected a lot of this stuff, but we're going to board. Nice. And then we're going to grab that report. Where's the review data? And we're going to transmit it. And once it's transmitted, there we go. Contract complete for transmitting science from space around the moon. So that's you gotta grab that easy cash. But while I'm at it, why don't I actually EVA Philip one more time? EVA report and grab it again. Never knew you could get so much value out of science that is completed. And if I go now to the review that data, again, no science here, but I can turn that into 150 science over a period of time, that's for sure. And that's more data to be stored in the lab that Phil and Bob are very quickly processing. Anyway, that's not the main reason I wanted to come out here. The main reason I wanted to come out here is because if you click, I think it's pretty much... no, it's not on that. But on any command capsule or probe body, there should be a probe body. There's one right here. I got the KerbNet access. In the last episode, I put, let's get my satellites here. I put a couple of satellites in orbit about the moon, scanning away, looking for resources and doing all kinds of other stuff. And if I open up the this gives me KerbNet access, which I didn't have before. And let's zoom this out. This way, I think, zooms out, right? Refresh. Oh, it doesn't zoom out all that crazy far. But what I have here actually is, if I... boop, boop, boop. Cycle display mode. No, I had it, yeah. You can have an altimetry scan, which shows altitudes, and you can have a biome scan, which shows biomes, and it's telling me right now... oh, see, that's the East Crater. I can put a waypoint on that, and over here I have some highlands, and can I set the refresh to automatically refresh? Oh, that's not okay, now it's automatically refreshing. But it's actually moving as we go. So there is a bit of a cheesy biome map, but really what I'm mostly interested in, and I've made spectacularly little use of this, so I'm not exactly an expert at using KerbNet, and that's kind of for two reasons. Number one is it's really late in the tech tree when you get this technology, and usually by then I'm kind of already just about finished the tech tree, so you're kind of getting it too late. I don't care too much about biomes anymore by that point. And the other reason is most often in my games I would use a mod like ScanSat. I love ScanSat, it's great, and it really kind of does this stuff in my opinion better. So but I this one's my stocky game, so that's why I don't have it. So I just kind of wanted to show you that KerbNet thing. But what I'm really interested in, if we go back here to the moon and we focus on the moon, let's turn off those satellites. And if we go over here to this tab, the little moon tab here, we can click on this ore button and it shows you where ore is concentrated. And if we turn down the cutoff, turn up the cutoff, I'm sorry. So we're only looking at the top 90% of ore concentrations. We can see that there is a concentrated, let's see if we can get this color to be a little nicer. I like that red. There's a nice concentrated zone here, and I already had dropped the waypoint. I did this at towards the end of last stream. And if you wanted to, gotta be a little careful here. I don't think I have, yeah, that if I, let's go back on that KerbNet axis. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm still time warping? Is that what it is? Now the KerbNet axis is gone. See, I told you. Oh, here it is, KerbNet axis. I don't think it will show resources. That's altitude. That's display. This just takes the grid or the waypoint off. So to actually get the resources from everything that I understand, I mean, I can look at biomes for whatever that's worth. There we go. And I can see what biomes were over, but to actually see, to get a detail of the resource scan, I actually have to go out from everything that I can see out to, I think it's this scanner. Let's just switch to it really quick just to show you. Yeah, I like the ScanSat mod. I did that a lot in a previous live stream. I'm not going to add it to this again. My promise with this stream is that it's going to be stockish, so I'm going to stick with stockish. I'm surprised you're not looking for water. That would be more like what we're looking for in real life around the moon, but I don't think the stock game lets you look at water really. So what I can do with this is if I open this one up and here get KerbNet access, see here I can see resources. Isn't that weird? And that's all I got, right? I can do this. To me that's, I don't know, I find this really quite confusing. So if I come back to here, yeah, here I'm seeing, oh, but I'm right above. Where is this satellite? Oh, let's not look at the debris. Oh, there's debris showing. Why is that debris showing? Oh, because it's still a... go back. There we go. I had it selected as a target. I don't want to think about that debris. It was a dumb thing that happened at the end of last stream. Emphasis on the word dumb. But if I bring this satellite up, so it's over the region. And now refresh this. Yeah, see, we're looking at, and you can really get with this one now, like right under here. Oh, it does move around. No, it's all saying the same. I think it's only right where we are. The concentration is 2.69, right under this spot. Which I think is about the same as what it was around here where I dropped the waypoint from before, which I did just with this button. I think what I'm just trying to decide in my roundabout way of explaining it. I'm trying to decide where to put that rover. And I think I'm just going to go for around here. And just call it at that. Because I could sit here and do a bunch of orbits and really try and find... I'm going to go with this one and just say, forget it. It's good enough. Okay, let's... Boy, that was a roundabout way to get there. Let's go build a rover. You can, with the scanner, scan for Easter eggs with the KerbNet access. I'm not going to go back there anymore. But just to explain to people, you can use that scanner for looking for anomalies. They come up as little question marks, but again, it's a lot of time warping, a lot of searching. I don't think that's an exciting way in which to spend a live stream. You can go online, of course, and look at where those things are. In fact, story, I found the Neil Armstrong tribute statue by actually looking up I'd never seen it before, but I heard it was out there, and I knew it was at the Apollo 11 launch site at the same longitude and latitude. So what I did is I looked up what the longitude and latitude of the real world Apollo 11 and just made a probe to go there. So I was completely unspoiled in finding that. That was one of my more fun, I think, anomalies that I found. But most of the anomalies I think most of us find are just by actually, looking them up. What's actually, again, going to ScanSat, which seems to do it better. ScanSat actually makes it less tedious to hunt for anomalies, and you can do it that way. But anyway, I'm not going to go hunting for anomalies. I just think it's too tedious, but you can do it. Okay, Rover. That's what I said, Rover. All right, so what I want to do, I'm in the, as you can see, the hangar, because this is kind of a horizontal thing. So I'm going to go with the Rover. I'm going to try and keep it simple. So I'm just going to start with... let's turn the flag off with the Rovemate doobie, because I don't want to spend all my time building something creative. I just want to build something that I know is going to be working, and maybe that's, but it's a live stream. I want to kind of go quickly, and I'm going to use, we have these wheels. Oh, they're not the same. I thought, no, these are huge. Okay, I'm going to use the Rovemate M1F. I like these, put on the snap, 2x symmetry, and yeah, right about, put them about here for now. Might move them around. I like these Rover wheels. They're clearly modeled after the real world moon rovers that the Apollo astronauts used. But what I really like about them is that you can retract them underneath, which makes it really nice for packing in a fairing and getting it out there and all of that kind of stuff. And then of course we're going to put another pair out here. This is going to be a rover that some Kerbals are going to use, so I'm going to put a couple of seats on this thing. And I honestly find, I mean, I could put the seats, but what works really well if I always forget which, no, that way, yeah, is if I take them and use the move tool, and just slide them out, like put them at the front like this, and you can put some structure around it if it sort of bugs you that they're floating. That kind of looks like there. But first of all, you need to put them pretty widely apart because Kerbal heads are shockingly big. Everybody knows that. But also, I don't know, it's nice and out of the way and leaves kind of the whole bay here for you to put all other kinds of things, and so that's good. Now, from the thumbnail, I got some comments just before the stream started about using Kerbals as a crumple zone in a car. I guess that's true, but we're gonna drive carefully. We're gonna be good. Okay. What things do I want to put on this thing? I do need to put reaction wheels. There are no reaction wheels built into this. I also got to think about. So we're gonna use just the small ones. That's going to be more than fine. I don't know which way's right side. I don't know if it matters. For control, you do want to have reaction wheels. You also need to have some. I need some form of deployment strategy, I guess is the way to word that. So what I think, I personally prefer. There's, what works. I'm going to put this down without Kerbals on it, and then we'll build a lander to go to it. And I hadn't really thought about this ahead of time, and there's two things that I kind of like to do. Both of them work pretty well. One is to hide in some monopropellant. We arrive this with the mass. You can put some monopropellant tanks on this. And if you really don't like that, actually, what's even better are the really small ones. Put on some of these, and then what you can do is you can actually, if you really just don't like looking at them, you can hide them in there so that they're completely hidden. And then you can get some of the no, controlled, Dolby. There, the linear 7 ones, the bigger ones. These ones, the linear 7 RCS thruster ports, and you can stick them on the bottom. Now you got to spend a little bit of effort to balance the thrust and all that kind of stuff, but this will actually, you can just bring it there, drop it, and you won't be landing from orbit with this, but it can do the final part of the descent just fine, and it looks relatively clean. But instead of doing that, here, let's undo the, there. Instead of doing that, I think I am going to do the sky crane idea. I see it coming up in the chat. I think that's kind of the cleanest idea, is to just attach rockets on the top with a decoupler. And but I wanted to put a couple of options, because one of the things I always, it's surprising to me anyway, one of the most common requests I get are, isn't this the right, no, that's the big one. I guess I need, I'm just looking at something to clean the top of this one. I guess it's a really small part. It sure is. Okay, I'll put that on there. One of the most common requests I get is, can you do a rover video, please? Can you put a rover video? And I've done a few rover videos. I honestly don't understand the big deal. Build a lander, put wheels on it. There's your rover video. You don't have to get super creative with it. That will work. Like, I'm not doing anything complicated here. I don't think this is going to be a big deal. But anyway, let's put a decoupler. I'm going to get the TD-60 decoupler, flip it upside down. I'm going to turn the force percentage way off, and then we're going to build just kind of a tower off the top of this. I guess I'll just keep going with these guys, just like this. We'll build it nice and tall. Oh, I guess, you know what? It needs fuel, doesn't it? Silly Billy. Why don't I build it out of, like, Oscar B fuel tanks or something like that? That makes more sense. This might already be more than what you need. And then I'll get a few, back to structure. Like, go to the radial and go to 4-way symmetry. Put the snap on. That looks pretty good. And then some motors. I'm thinking these might be overkill, but these little twitch guys, I think probably will be overkill. Yeah, 5.22 thrust to weight ratio. That's on Kerbal. And 1,000 meters per second. I don't need that much. What happens if I? Okay, let's calm this down a little bit. What if I took? I mean, I guess I could go with that and just fly the whole thing there. I don't see the problem with that, but let's keep it small. Technically, all you need is something to handle the very end of the descent. What happens if I put a bunch of these little spidery engines on here? See, that's gonna be fine. 828 meters per second. That's like enough to completely get down to the moon from orbit and land. No issues. And then once you're all done, you decouple this, that flies off, and then what's left behind is a rover. Now I'm gonna still add some stuff to it, so this might not be quite done yet. So let's add some stuff. We got. I'm not gonna put any of the scanner arms. There's 3 scanner arms? I never knew that. That's medium and large. Again, all this stuff. Wow, that thing's huge. Oh my god. Oh, I would just put 2 of them on there, but oh my gosh. I had no idea there was such a large scanner. Anyway, I'm being distracted. Maybe a scanner. Well, we'll see. Because yeah, let's not get distracted. Okay. I want to put on, where's the stupid surface scanner McDob? For some reason. This one. The surface scanning module. Nut. One-way symmetry. I think I'm going to just stick it right here at the end. Just like so. It's got a cute little screen on it. But basically the main thing it does is it gives you your longitude, your latitude, and what biome you're in. And I think it'll tell you the resource percentage if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Does the RoadMate have KerbNet access? KerbNet access? I can say words. We're gonna have to think about batteries and electricity in a moment too. It does not. So, oh no, it does have KerbNet access. Okay. So you get different field of views. Ah, see, I'm learning things. Maybe I don't need that. So I was also thinking about putting on this fella, but I don't think I need it. Oh, because I need to detect... Oh no, but this will... Ah, frickety frack. This detects ore percentage, does it not? It does. So I think this is good. I think this is good. I think this is all I need. Now I do need some batteries. And I need some solar panels. So I gotta think about how that's all gonna work. Don't forget headlights. Yes, and power generation and all that stuff. You're right. And you need a larger rover with a mobile lab and Science Junior and goo canisters. Yeah, if I really want to. Maybe on the base. You know, like maybe this is just a temporary scouting rover. That's what we'll do. We'll call this the Scout. And then maybe when the base is all in place, we'll give it like a really big rover that Kerbals can get inside and all that kind of stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But this is just to get us started, to scout out a good spot for the base. That's its whole entire purpose. Anyway, back to wheels, because that's your biggest source of electricity drain are these wheels. And these wheels use up, while they're working of course, but still, 1 unit of electric charge per second, and clearly I got 4 of them. So it'd be nice if I'm careful. It's only while you're actually working them. I don't know if I need to generate as much as 4 units of electric charge. So maybe if I just put on a whole pile of batteries. I mean, heck, you can just put like, oh, those are huge. What if I just put, these are 100 each, of course. What if I just did something like this, like boom. That's 400. That's 600. There's 800 units of electric charge at 4 per second. That would take a long time, 200 seconds. At all 4 wheels all going full blast, I don't think I need to worry too much about that. I don't like using deployable solar panels because you're going to end up, at least if you're anything like me, you're going to roll the rover. So I do have, except these are pretty big, but, oh my god. These are 2.8 each. If I use those, I'll never have trouble with. These are 0.3. Trying to decide what's my best plan. Oh, wait. Take the snap off. They're going to be better. Yeah. What if I just fill up the entire top of this? And I can also do the little tower part. We'll clean it up in a little bit. So that's 8. For 8 times 3 is 24. 2.4 units of electric charge per second. And then what you can do as well, I'm a big fan of the OXATs. I don't see a problem with the OXATs. Oh, I need to go radial, 6-way symmetry. This is why it's nice to have all the deck space. Let me put the snap on for a second. Again, no plan, no plan. I'll do my best to read the chat. I might want to extend these out a little bit, because this exhaust might be occluded by the rover itself. But I'm just thinking, we'll give her a test drive on the surface of Kerbin too. But I'm honestly, you know, leave it kind of tucked in like that. Just trying to clean them up a little bit. I honestly don't care if there's a little bit of, like so, a little bit like so. This way. There we go. That's clearly got to be enough. Put some RTGs on it. Last time I put RTGs on something, people got really critical and said, I'm spending too much money. But yeah, you could put RTGs on it. RTGs solve everything. I'm going to move these up. I don't like how... Actually, wait, what are the different textures on this? They're always going to have that little bump there, isn't it? It's gold. Oh, shoot. Back to this. Oh, maybe that little bump there is not so bad. I can live with that. Let's move these back down. You know, a little bit. Why are you being that way? There it goes. Okay. Okay, this is a scouting rover. Let's save it. 2.4 units of electric charge per second only at noon. Well, not really, because, well, that's this part, and then, I don't know. I figure it'll balance out. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna... Yeah, let's make it all four-wheel steer for now. What are the different variants on this? We got white. I like this with the janky, whatever that is on the back. Like a piece of cardboard. Or we just have that. Let's go that one with the janky fender, and this one's just blank. And the fender's only here so Kerbals won't stick their arms in there. There we go. Let's see what this is. Okay, we need some headlights. Headlights. So, headlights. Illuminator Mark 1. Let's go with just one of these. Put the snap on. It'll go right between them. Of course, it needs to be higher than that, or else it's only pointing... Whoops, I pushed the wrong one. That one. I think I just made the headlight the root part. I'm gonna make this pro body the root part, of course. Now the color variants. Oh wait, you know what I do have? Give me that headlight. Why is it being weird? There. I do have the simple paint. Is there a nice color I can use here that goes nice with the gold? It's that, or it's just black and white. Purple, yellow. Yeah, I think I just... White. White's no good. I'm just going to go with the old black that was there before. So there's our headlight. And then at the back, we're going to put a couple of brake lights. Yeah, this is nowhere near the center. Move that over. And for brake lights, of course, they got to be red. And what we're going to do... I got some color variants there. That works okay. And we're going to go to action groups. We're going to take them right off the light action group. We're going to toggle them to the brake action group. So every time I brake, I got lights. There we go. That's that. Oh yeah, I wanted to push these ant engines out a little bit. I haven't looked at my Delta V in a little bit. Not sure if that's going to be problematic or not. We'll put this into orbit too and make sure that it flies okay. So 676 thrust away to 0.85. This in no way agrees. How can these... Oh, this is not on vacuum. That's right. 754, which is close to around making a landing, but I'll just put some extra fuel on it on the bottom and we'll just dump that tank. I'm thinking this will work. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, I could probably put on less solar panels, but I'm kind of liking what I got. Let's put a couple of people in it. And we'll see what we got. So we're gonna save, And I'm simply putting this onto the runway. We're just going to drive around and make sure there isn't anything critical that I'm missing. The problem with the scanner arm is some of the contracts you get say to use this specific scanner arm, and then that's annoying because, you know, you don't have I can get the words out, you know, then if you don't have the right scanner arm you can't do it. So okay, so here we go. Oh, I'm gonna move these guys a little further apart just so that there's some room for the headlight, or maybe move the headlight up. I could do that too. That's another option, but let's see how this works. So one thing that you want to do is, if we'll find the reaction wheels. One of the issues with a rover is if, oh shoot, I meant to pin that. This is a little bit of a pro tip, is if I put on SAS, take the brakes off, and I start to push, it wants to, okay, and put the brake, but you can see it wanting to pitch forward because I'm pushing the W key to go forward, but W with SAS is also pitch forward. And on KerbNet it's not so bad, but on the Moon it's worse, and on Minmus it's even worse than that, and you can easily just roll the whole thing over. Is if you take the reaction wheels and put them on SAS only mode, then it doesn't do pitch and roll and yaw anymore with the rover. So now if I press W, oh, I take the brakes off. Now if I press W, I don't get that forward pitching thing. So whenever you have a rover, go find the reaction wheels and put them on SAS only. Now, that doesn't help when it comes to rolling, but I find most of the time when I roll, it's because I'm trying to steer and the pitch is wanting to roll. I think this is fine. I mean, I'm being a little abusive. Okay, and then we'll brake. I got my brake lights. Okay, let's return back. Let's just clean a couple things up and then we'll call it. Think my wheels look weird? It's because a little bit of what's that? It looks like they found an old map and just kind of banged it on something that broke, which I rather like. It'd be kind of neat. Oh, one's on the front, one's on the back. You know what I should do is take this one, remove the symmetry. Can I remove the symmetry here? Remove the symmetry and put that one on that. There, I like that. So this one looks like it's had a repair on it, and this one's still like that. I like that. Okay, I wanted to move the seats a little further apart. Because I found the Kerbals were just a little too close together. Should I just... maybe... Yeah, let's take... and I thought about taking the light. Let's build a little bit of a stand for it. So I'm going to get, I guess, just some cubic struts. And another one. And then put the light. Now it really does need to be... Oh, there isn't a gray option. There was a grayer one there. Oh, wait, if I put it on white... Yeah, that's the... Okay, now it's better because it's not got the black texture under it. Oh, that's way better. That kind of works. Can I change these colors? Like the cubic... Oh, there's nothing to do with that. Okay. Let's get back to that gray one I saw. There we go. Now it's kind of tucked in there. That works for me. That works for me. Okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't look for the electricity. You know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to retract this. Retract that. That looks okay. Yep. And we're going to make sure our Kerbals aren't in here anymore because they're not going to go flying with it. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. Boopity boop boop boop. I wanted to make sure that these can... Yes. Let's actually... Yeah. Save this. I'm going to launch one more time. I want to make sure that there's no exhaust occultation. Nathan's asking, is there any reason to use the Rovemate core instead of structural panels? The answer is no. It's just I just find it's just laziness, really. It's just there, and you know, you can just, it's just there for you to use, so it's nice and easy. That's really the only reason. Oh, I have no, oh yeah, because it's just the road mate. Once I have some Kerbals on here, it'll be better. Okay, we'll put this on. I only have SAS without any of the locking features. And we need to change, see, this is a good thing to find out now. The control point, that's better. Yeah. Because when this thing's flying like a rocket, we don't want that. And I'll probably disable these wheels. Oh, just put the brakes on, and then that disables the wheels. And if I put the gear, oh dear, gear. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. I want to just fire up the engines. That's all I want to do. So, boom. And I can see my speed increasing a reasonable rate. So I don't think we're dealing with much in the way of... You can, if the exhaust is blocked by these ports, you will affect your thrust. And the thrust might be being affected a little bit, but I can clearly see it's not bad because the rate at which my speed is increasing and the G's that I'm pulling, so I think we're fine. That's all I wanted to check. Revert flight back to spaceplane hangar. Yeah, the symmetry's the issue on the front tire, but I like the, that's what happened there. Let's retract that. There we go, that's better. I like the slight asymmetry in the textures. I'm a fan. Okay, saving, going to here, and we're building a rocket for it.